I'll have to start with the less exciting things, because like you gotta build up. You gotta have the foreplay before the climax, as it were. So let's get right into the news. I got the Keemcock. It's my turn to talk. But back in 2024, the fucking lead writer for Bionicle Masks of Power video game decided they wanted to lie about me because I guess they'd rather spend time lying about content creators than making a fucking video game. I don't understand how ideologues work anymore. So this happened last year. This happened last year in May. So literally almost a year ago. Literally almost a year ago. And they posted a screenshot of my video of the Vice 8 versus 1 with Vince Dow. I was like, I can remember if it was Vince or Vance. With Vince Dow. And so they posted a screenshot with like the YouTube populated timestamps of what the people in the video were saying. So like, there's a couple of words in here that I'm like, yeah, that's probably from me. Like me saying these people have the purple-haired woman. I'm probably the one that said purple-haired woman. But most of these other like phrases are from the people in the video that I'm watching. And they're trying to attribute those timestamps to things that I said, which then make me hateful when it's actually like the leftists in the video who were saying those things. Literally can't stop lying. What dishonesty? Never. And like, I am shocked that people went back a year to find other people lying about me so that they could then go and further lie about me. It's lies all the way down. And then they took a screenshot of my Papers, Please playthrough, which was a whole debacle last year, where everyone's just like, you're talking about eugenics against black people. You hate minorities. Well, you said brown person, get out of my country. And I'm like, oh, you fucking absolute mongoloid. You absolute subtarded monkey. Like, literally talking about the colors of the passports. And they're just like, this is about black people. There's not even black people in the video game. There's not even real races in the game. So I had to quote retweet this because I had been seeing this like posted in my replies in current year. And I was like, I saw this giga old tweet from 2024 in my replies. And there are actually some people who have taken umbrage with me calling this giga old. Brother, yeah, it's only a year ago. But people are seething hard enough to go back a year to find lies told about me, to try and perpetuate those and make more people believe them. That is an insane thing to do. Hag tweet. I corrected the Bionicle Dev writer lying back then, and seething V-tweeters reposting their lies about me a year later isn't going to work either. And I have somebody else that I quote retweeted again a year ago. This guy who was just an absolute retard. He responded to my original post about the dev and said, in the third referenced video, you literally make a joke about eugenics towards brown people 30 seconds in. Just own it. I would respect people like you so much more if y'all just said what you believed in with your own chest. Why are they so hard up thinking that what they think we believe is actually what we believe instead of what we say we believe? Like, that is insanity. So this Papers, Please clip was edited by Orangi. Orangi's a fucking great editor. That dude's wonderful. And whenever he edits something, he puts like a short segment at the beginning, like a hook. So he'll take a bunch of jokes from the entirety of the video and he'll condense them, put them at the front, and then start the video. And so the front of my Papers, Please clip with his editing is this. People said Papers, Please was a pretty short game. Oh, man. Oh god, why is it so loud? You people make me sick. Get out of my country! Give me your papers. Purple person, get the fuck out. You subhuman filth, get out of my face. As a brown person, get out. I'm gonna start practicing eugenics at the border as well. I'm fixing the gene pool, one denied application at the time. And so, seething V-tweeters and apparently game devs who have to lie about me decided I was talking about, like, real-life brown people instead of brown passport in the game, because obviously they didn't watch any farther than this. They just watched the hook, decided I'm a white nationalist, racist Nazi, and decided to disseminate that across Twitter. And so, in response to this fucking retard claiming that as well, I posted a clip of every instance of me talking about colors. I'm role-playing a proud Arstotzkian communist committing war crimes in Papers, Please. When I say a color, it's in reference to the passport color and icon, which is obvious if you watch. Entire playthrough is edgy humor. You don't have to like it or find it funny, but don't misrepresent it. This is as loud as I can put it, chat. Entry is restricted to Arstotzkan citizens only. Deny all foreigners. Glory to Arstotzka. Hell yeah! Fucking get rid of the foreigners, dude. Alright. I was in the middle of a donathon when this was happening, so my throat was giga fucked. I had actually lost my voice during this and had to take, like, almost a week break to be able to even talk again. So my voice sounds a little fucked up in this clip. That's why. I can accept this kind of communism.
Happy 420 Easter, Foxu.
What is this? Purple? Purple's not my country. Get out. Green? Deny. Get out. Get out. Purple's not my country. Redbird. Oh, fucking Orbistravians. I hate you so much. Little purple person? Fuck you, purple person. Get out. No immigration. Purple, get out. Get out. Fucking you look like a freak. Alright, another blue guy? Get out, blue guy. You're just not allowed. You and your fucking mutton chops. What are you? You're a purple person? I don't like purple people. I'm a purple people eater. Get out. 130 credits? Give me a papers. Purple person? Get the fuck out. This fucking scientist lady from the purple country? Get out. Alright, green guy? No, denied. Get out. I'm fixing the brown person? Get out. I need my fellow. Another brown country? There we go. Get out. Like, one of these I even said another brown country. And these people are just like, it's about brown people in real life. Show me a streamer who wasn't making edgy jokes while playing this game. Anyone who was overly apologizing and assuring chat they didn't hate foreigners IRL was probably losing viewers the whole time. Like that, it's actually insane to try and like equate this to any kind of real people. After that like weird Vietnamese sex working VTuber canceled their gamer subs thing, everybody had been tweeting about it. Like literally everyone had been dogging on this man for just being exactly what he claims to hate. I saw Rev's tweet and they were trying to community note him. Like he said the call is coming from inside the house and posted the can't be racist towards white people, but of course someone like you wouldn't know that. And Rev was like, by the way, understand that these are the sycophantic freaks abusing the community note system to defend this racist. And I've talked about how community notes, like, even if they should be community noted, sometimes don't go through because, like, the creator has a large enough audience to, like, counter the actual information. Well, this says, you can't be racist against white people. OP is stating an opinion and a personal stance. Present note unnecessary. And then it says, hey, Kirsche fans, I promise you that putting a note on this post isn't gonna make her your girlfriend. Take your opinions to the comments, and then they link the Wikipedia page for simp.
Happy Egg Day.
And then, in their seething about me, people started posting, like, oh, I bet if she got removed from a convention, she'd crash out again, like what happened with Offkai. I bet, you know, if she doesn't get into Offkai this year, we're gonna see her have another meltdown. She's gonna turn into a lol cow. A lol cow Kirsche, because she just won't stop freaking out all over the timeline. We're the ones laughing. We're not seething. And, you know, posting the image of my trash can meetup because Moonshine is a wonderful friend and wanted me to be around friends. They don't know what friendship is like. Because they could not contain their seething over an anime fox woman. The previous Offkai AV executive started seething so hard at me, bringing up the current Offkai staff member being racist, which they are. They went ahead and admitted in public that they did try to get rid of Pippa, but were bought out by Fishman. These people will not stop trying to get rid of those who do not strictly adhere to their politics, yet they won't even uphold their own standards if you offer to pay them enough. The point seems to be power over other people and virtue signaling. It was never the volunteers, it was the staff. And people who actually watch me will remember last year when I apologized for speaking about the leaks that I was given at the time for Offkai not having a smoking gun. And I said, I'm sorry for talking about something before reading it. I should always check my shit before I say I have something. And I said the only thing I could find was that it wasn't the volunteers. Lysander lied. It was the staff that tried getting rid of both myself and Pippa. But obviously, I was working on a, you just gotta trust me, bro, at the time. And I have endured a year of people lying about me. A year of people saying I backstabbed my friend. I was using my friend for drama. A year of Kirsche should just shut the fuck up and deal with being ousted because she's a terrible person. I have dealt with lies from everywhere, from even communities that shouldn't be upset with me, considering how close of a relationship I have with who they're part of the community of. But instead of like thinking rationally like a human being, I endured lies and harassment from these people for almost a year, and I had to stay silent the entire time because I knew this the entire time. But I needed something public to be able to finally say it out loud. I want people to understand that it's the staff here. Volunteering won't help. If you volunteer for people who hate you and who hire racists and who hire people who hate you and hate your Oshis, nothing is going to change. You're giving them free labor. You're giving them money. They're going to continue doing more of the same thing. They did this in 2022. They did this in 2023. Or sorry, not 2022. I can't years. They did this in 2023. They did this in 2024. And they were successful getting rid of me because I don't have the backing of a company. I want everyone to be able to go to Offkai and have fun and make friends and spend time with people that they enjoy. Not just the VTubers for networking, but you guys in our community. And I don't want to lie to people about what Offkai is and what they think of you in my community, because that would put you in a possibly dangerous position to be there in person, to have given money to people who hate you, to be around people who hate you, but you have no idea because no one said anything, because corporate politics dictate that we can't talk about this shit, because if we do, we're starting drama. We can't talk about how they hate us or you because it's our fault for drawing attention to it. It's not their fault for playing politics. It's not their fault for playing cancel culture. It's not their fault for saying hateful things. It's ours for calling it out. Narcissists can't help themselves, have patience, they'll reveal themselves eventually. Yeah. Like they feel so like self-righteous in what they're doing and who they hate and why they hate these people that they just admit to insane things. Rules for thee, but not for me. Offkai should not be an elitist event like those that spread libel about the Foxu. Yeah. And it's like, I hope that things can change. Staff needs to change. They need to stop hiring ideologues, stop capitulating to ideologues. It should be for everyone. And nobody should be worried about giving money to people who hate them, about their Oshis getting sabotaged year after year because the executives hate them. It's an asinine thing. It's like they're in a fucking frenzy. They just do shit without actually thinking. Yeah, it's insane. You 100% believe they caused the problems for Pippa now? It's like, again, I had to sit on information that I knew for a year. I had to endure people lying about me, trashing me, thinking that like I was endangering my friend and shit, thinking that I never even spoke to her about any of this shit. I had to deal with this for a year without saying anything. I was like, literally the Kirsche in the coal mine. So I hope all of those people who went around spreading lies about me feel like the absolute pieces of shit that they are. Actually, fuck you. Holy shit. You're sorry to hear that. 100% it was sabotage. If they gotta claim they're a nice person, they're not really a nice person. Yeah. Sorry about your pain, Kirsche. The wait is worth the victory of the vindication. It feels like such a fucking weight off my shoulder, dude. Imagine being so stupid to believe that Kirsche backstabbed Pippa and then was invited to stay at her house for a month. How retarded do you have to be? The people seething are probably just like, oh, if Kirsche had just shut up, I'd be able to go and have a good time, but now I can't, so it's all her fault. She's bringing politics. And it's like, no. Offkai fucked around, and now they're finding out. I have done nothing in this scenario but show what these people think about your Oshis and you, by extension. They started it. They've tried to cancel a lot of people for dumbass reasons. Yeah, it's absolutely stupid, and I hope they have to learn a lesson from this. If they continuously get funding, nothing will change. If they continuously get volunteers, nothing will change. If people keep supporting the status quo, it will not change. They hate you, but they don't hate your money. Yeah, they have morals until they can be bought out. So how moralistic are they actually? But the screenshots that I posted here, the Soundwave person, again, this is my tweet about Offkai that I made yesterday. Considering I was told I could not guest at panels at Offkai for pronoun jokes and being against racist policies, we all know what kind of people were on staff there, but it's still funny to see. And we talked about this yesterday. The Soundwave person said, "You tried to guest at a con that from year one had trans staff and guests, and you're surprised pronoun jokes were a deal breaker. You are a unique brand of stupid." And apparently that wasn't enough for them. They had to continue seething, so they went on to say, "But Electric Rabbit, blame Fishman. We tried to bar her and were bought out." I'm so glad these people are incapable of keeping their fucking mouths shut, dude. They said the thing. Electric Rabbit, her Oshi mark. It's the electrical cord. Again, they don't know anything about VTubers. This is someone who hates VTubers, who was hired to work at a VTuber convention because they have the right politics that the other staff liked. Caught! Love winning because my opponents are idiots. Many such cases. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And so I found some other tweets by them from previous years. This is January 23rd, 2023. It's a bit of a weird feeling having things come together so quickly. I think the AV team that's coming together for Offkai Expo this year is going to have to kill it. It's going to kill it, and that I have little place on it, let alone running it. Happy to have been the stopgap. And the AV is like the tech team. So like they run the streams, they run the concerts, they run the video feeds. This is the person who was in charge of the AV team. This was the AV staff executive. Yeah, the audio visual team. This is how you oust yourself if you make tweets like this. Really gets your almonds jogging. Really feeds them a prime supplement drink. Another tweet by Soundwave on May 14th, 2023. Seriously considering resigning from Offkai. Kind of boggles me that someone hasn't called for it. And then about a week later, May 22nd, 2023, people using quote-unquote the VTuber community as if Vebe hasn't already been segregated. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, all y'all want to do is tear each other apart, and I don't even know why I care anymore. I do know why. I feel obligated to as an Offkai executive, and also I want to share a good thing with as many people as possible. But like, I can just do my thing and go home and enjoy it myself. I can actually just stop giving a shit. Should've listened to you sooner, and they at someone, I don't know who that is. VTuber is a slur. So this, again, this is someone who doesn't enjoy VTubers, is complaining about VTubers, complaining about the VTuber community, complaining about Vebe, and is an Offkai executive, saying they want to share a good thing with as many people as possible. What kind of a good thing? Political ideologue? What kind of a good thing? Kirsche is gonna bring politics to Offkai. Fuck you. Fuck you, Mongoloid. What did Vebe even do? Why is Vey catching strays? I have no idea. I have no fucking idea why Vey is catching strays. This might have been the time where Vebe said that her community isn't a safe space, so that might be what they're referring to.
Well, let's play the clip in question, the clip that everyone is talking about right now.
See you later! What did I say? What I call you guys now? Can I still play Virgin on the I don't know. I feel like Virgin is banned, but Retard is not, so see you later! later, retards. Peace the I'm stuck. Peace out.
Because, like, people were getting mad at Vebe, I think, for saying the word retarded or some shit. Like, it was super fucking dumb. And so she was just like, yeah, my community's not a safe space. This is, like, my community. I don't exactly remember what she said, but I do remember I posted the video at the time of her saying it. So it might be in response to that. Another screenshot here. In 2024, May 13th, 2024. Spins Wheel. Straub and Rev beef with Spins Wheel. Offkai on behalf of Spins Wheel. Kirsche. Bunch of question marks. Get fucked, loser. And then Rev made a tweet saying, after looking through the evidence, the picture seems clear. Offkai has blacklisted Kirsche from hosting a panel to serve the sensibilities of a few volunteers. Volunteers who intentionally scanned her account looking for offensive tweets, etc. And Soundwave goes on and says, and guests of honor, and anybody with an average of more than 2 brain cells working at any given time, really, but go off. So obviously, you know, a person who wanted me and Pippa out of the convention was successful at getting me out of the convention. Not successful with Pippa because corporate backing. And this is why I feel like, as much as it makes me a lightning rod for people to lie about me and to cause me stress, I want to be able to stand up for not just myself, but people who might not be able to speak out due to, like, fucking corporate sphere politicking or smaller VTubers who would have this happen to them. I don't want to, like, capitulate to these kinds of people and get in and then watch other people be discriminated against and be like, well, fuck you, I got in, I got mine, I'm not gonna stand up for you. Like, I would feel like an incredibly shitty person if that was the case. It's a convention, for fuck's sake. Yeah, you would think so. You would think so. Yes, everyone. This means even fruit. I was like, again, like, I would love for, like, all of the VShoho people to go there. People that, like, I've said that, like, I would want the fucking communist VTuber to be able to go to Offkai. Was there a Fudakuchi Mana or whatever? Like, all the people who, like, attack me for, like, politics, like, where are the avowed lefty VTubers? Fucking Mana's right there, dude. Go support Mana. What do you mean? Offkai's literally advertised as the largest VTuber convention, yet they ban and restrict VTubers. It makes no sense. They're the largest simply because they're the only fucking one. That's like when you live in a small town and they have, like, a hot dog stand that says #1 hot dogs in town, and it's like, yeah, well, no shit, you're the only hot dogs here. Like, yeah, there's no competition. I added on some extra shit here just to make things iron fucking clad. Some screenshots from the Offkai organization Discord server, including Soundwave, during the Hogwarts Legacy fiasco. And as you can see at the top of the Discord, this is the Offkai Expo staff channel. So these are screenshots from inside Offkai's staff. And it says, this is from Pikami's graduation in 2023. Soundwave here saying, I was hoping we'd be able to live this down, but karma's a bitch, ain't it? I don't know what they mean by that. What do they mean by that in reference to the ground? I hope we'd be able to live this down. What did they mean by this? Just realized VTuber could be news reporters by robot body? Yeah, exactly. And then we wouldn't be in grave danger in a hurricane. This one, may she have the best month of her career. Just more staff stuff, you know, just continuing the conversation. The bully people who are playing Hogwarts Legacy thing got bad way too far. Shouldn't even be a thing, but no, not just blocking the streamer and moving on was enough. And there's somebody here that was saying another thing an acquaintance pointed out. VOMs shared the fact of Pikami's graduation with their organizing partners of the VOMs 3rd anniversary pop-up store in advance. Things like this take months to plan. And the other staff members said rumor mill, grain of salt as per usual. Soundwave again, unfortunately, I believe the original Japanese only says to the effect of the event will be planned with a graduation in mind. It was shared with them, blah, blah, blah. This is like the literal phrasing of the clause in Japanese. It's just showing staff conversation. There's no, like, extra smoking gun. Someone else here said, I fear so much for trans VTubers. A bunch ended up graduating because of the harassment, and now people are going to use this as a new way to harass them. This is like that fucking ISIS just bombed a shopping mall, Muslims most affected kind of, like, meme. Trans people and others harass streamers for playing Hogwarts Legacy. Trans people most affected. There were literally people lying about having suicides happen so that they could bully more people into not playing Wizard game. Like, it got ridiculous. What the fuck? Oh god, this is actually a big effing yikes. And then they post Tenma's tweet for management decision to clarify the bullies get the rope, you fucking idiots. I don't know, this tweet is very dangerous, just looking at the quote retweets. And another staff member said, while I personally would not have advised for that tweet, I don't really blame her for having that sentiment of fuck the bullies. Soundwave said, I mean, somebody did say that nobody started shit in her community because this is exactly the way she would have handled it. A little fear of the short fox woman, eh? This whole situation got way too out of hand and people took it to extremes. Something, Pippa says something actually more yikes on a weekly basis. I understand, but as a content creator, it's important to know how the wrong kind of followers will take this before tweeting out emotionally, especially with how hostile many people have been lately. I don't know if I'm wording it right. Both sides have had bad people, and both sides are having innocent people suffer. It's a sad situation all around. And then Soundwave ending it off here with, I'm generally skeptical of differential mobilization potential unless some idiot literally starts a You Got Tenma banned campaign. Which, like, potential hazard, I suppose. Which is really funny to me. Again, I was cut. I was blacklisted from being on panels at Offkai. I didn't even have my own panel I was going to host. I was going to be guesting on a voice acting panel. Not even anything political related. And I was told I can't do that because I'm dangerous and make people feel unsafe. And so they thought it would be negligible to do that to me because I don't have corporate backing. I'm an indie VTuber. I don't have anyone supporting me. I don't have the money to buy out their moralistic virtue signaling. Skeptical of differential mobilization potential unless some idiot literally starts a You Got Tenma banned campaign. Well, maybe you shouldn't have started a You Got Kirsche banned campaign. Maybe the damage would not be negligible after all. Didn't Fishman invest a fuck ton of cash in Offkai? They shouldn't bite the hand that feeds them. This is what happens when you feel like you have the moral high ground. When you are this narcissistic and self-righteous, you feel like you can continuously take the money from people that you hate while laughing at how you sabotage them in the process. Like, these are just patently disgusting people. And they're the ones running the convention. It's like, Lysander was like, well, volunteer's a bit of a misnomer because, like, all of us are volunteers, but it's like, yeah, sure. But some of you are the actual staff organizers, and some are just people who are, I'm going to come in and I'm going to spend, like, 8 hours of my time helping at the convention. The level of intelligence of the people that Offkai hires is hilarious. Imagine outing yourself or trying to get rid of Pippa, and the only reason you couldn't is because you were able to be successfully bribed with money, and then gloating. Oh my god, hi. Oh my god, hi. Yeah, they don't work there anymore, so I guess they don't care about the fallout that Offkai is gonna have to deal with. I guess they just don't care, because they're not part of the staff anymore.
Soon after.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess this is what you get for hiring ideologues. Based Soundwave being my strongest warrior. Someone said, why the fuck would you admit to this? And they said, because Offkai can handle their own dirty laundry. I kind of like this guy. I wish more people had that mentality in the VTuber and content creation sphere in fucking general. Instead of protecting these corporations and organizations, they should be able to handle their own fucking dirty laundry. Maybe I kind of like you, Soundwave. Maybe you're kind of okay. Holy shit, I love Soundwave now.
Don't leave me, Soundwave.
Certainly an interesting choice to advertise yourself as a liability. I was fired. It's not exactly a secret. That's my point. It's in your best interest to further validate their decision. Okay, that's kind of a dumb point, right? It's pretty irrelevant, really, but it supports my point that I've spoken to and operated by consistent principles throughout. He's completely correct. Or she. I don't know what they are. Soundwave is completely correct. If this is, like, according to their principles and they're acting consistently, they're completely correct. And again, I wish more people would have the mentality. Instead of protecting companies, instead of not speaking out and standing up for people, fucking talk about the disgusting shit these companies are doing, dude. Fucking bring it out in the open. They're a company. Why protect them? Soundwave might have a spine. That's good, at least. My strongest hater. I actually applaud this guy for being a decent person in the way that they stand up for what they believe in, and they are not lying as far as I can tell. Wrong for the right reasons. They're just unabashedly corrupt, which is okay. Like, I'm used to dealing with people who just lie and make up nonsense, right? Like, Soundwave can hate Pippa and I because we have different politics all he wants. You shouldn't use the fact that we have different politics from you to exclude us from places, because I wouldn't have wanted to exclude Soundwave from places if I was in charge. Soundwave, the smartest kid with downs. They're jacking themselves off as you say that. I mean, I feel like they would hate the fact that I'm giving them any kind of praise, right? But it's like, you can't simultaneously believe that your enemies are both effective and also idiots at the same time. Right? Like, you gotta give some people some credit somewhere. That's why you speak out against this crap and refuse to support these people with your money. Just grab a chair, maybe some popcorn, watch it all decay and crumble. Yeah, so it's like it feels good that I don't have to continue sitting and waiting for, like, the right time to expose things that I know, and that somebody just decided, hey, let's fucking throw this out in the open because I can't stop seething at a fox woman. So thanks, Soundwave. You are my greatest warrior. You will receive a Medal of Honor. Lysander must be like, you have failed me again, Starscream. I mean, Soundwave. $100,000 drained from bank accounts at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and other lenders in one U.S. county, say police. Here's how. And I was like, oh my god, I don't want to get scammed out of money. I should read this article. Authorities just issued a new warning about a bank scam that's hitting accounts across the United States. Police outside of Washington, D.C. say customers at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, PNC, and other U.S. banks living here have lost approximately $100,000 to bank imposter scams this year alone. And that's just in one corner of the U.S. Prince George's County, Maryland. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on, Daily Hodl. I don't even know what the fuck is a hodl? You're telling me that one of the richest black neighborhoods in the country, and also one of the neighborhoods that has the highest percentage of federal workers, is also en masse falling for bank transfer scams? How can you work in the federal government and be falling for scams like this? That makes me have even less confidence in government workers than I previously did. And that confidence was below floor level already. Thieves are impersonating major lenders, sending texts about suspicious account activity to trick victims into replying or calling a fake number. Victims are then instructed to withdraw money and deposit it into ATMs or gift cards to secure their accounts. Police advise people to call their bank directly using the number on their card, visiting a branch in person, and hang up if anyone urges you to move money. The FTC says such scams are on the rise, triggering $470 million in losses last year alone, commonly involving fake package deliveries, job offers, and wrong number schemes. I get this shit all the time. Not the job offers, but like the fake package deliveries, the wrong number shit. I get that shit all the time. That number is 5 times higher than what was reported in 2020, though the number of overall reports declined. The FTC recommends forwarding suspicious texts to 7726 to report them. I just found that incredibly hilarious. I cannot believe that one of the counties that has the highest percentage of federal workers is also the county suffering from falling for fake scams and losing money because of it. If like, how ineffectual are government workers? That is insane. That is insane to me. Austin Metcalf's dad reveals he was disrespected after being thrown out of Karmelo Anthony's press conference. He had hoped to pray with the accused killer's family. And, you know, I'm glad that with every new story that comes out about this father, I am further vindicated for calling him a cuck that, like, perpetuates the idea that all Christians are like this. Because he just keeps doing it. He just keeps doing more cucked things. The father of slain teen Austin Metcalf said he hoped he could pray with the family of his son's alleged killer, but wound up feeling disrespected when he showed up earlier this week at a press conference organized by the accused slayer's kin and got thrown out. Karmelo Anthony's family held the press conference last Thursday in Dallas, a few days after the 17-year-old was allowed to leave jail on house arrest. Which is still insane to me, that he was allowed to go home on house arrest after murdering someone. But the proceedings came to a halt when Austin's father, Jeff Metcalf, showed up out of the blue, only to be escorted out by a pack of Dallas cops. He thought it could have been handled differently. They should have pulled me up to the front and said, "We're so sorry, our condolences." The only thing I would have said was, "Okay, can we pray together and show the world we're united?" he told the Post on Saturday. These are people who hate you. These are people who are celebrating that your son was murdered. These are people who are saying, "We're glad we're getting money. We're glad we're getting lenience. We're going to get justice for our son, the killer." These are not people that want to pray with you. These are not people who will say sorry or give you condolences. They are glad your son is dead. And I know reality is a terrible thing to have to confront, especially when you have to grieve as a parent. But like, you can't continue to ignore what reality actually is. That makes you insane. After the impromptu appearance, both Metcalf and his ex-wife had police called to their houses in swatting pranks, he confirmed to the Post. Excuse me. He also resigned from his real estate job Saturday, fearing for his colleagues and clients' safety. Brother, your son was murdered. Your family is being swatted. You had to leave your job for the safety of your coworkers, and you're still trying to go to the murderer's family and make peace with them. I cannot bring myself to understand this mentality. It does not make sense. It does not make sense, man. Metcalf said he meant no ill will by showing up at the event. He simply wanted to represent Austin in response to people disparaging him online, painting the late teen as a violent bully. Metcalf said he'd hoped for an apology from the Anthonys for the actions of their son, who allegedly stabbed Austin, also 17, in the heart during a fight over a seat at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas earlier this month. What he did not expect was to be escorted out of the building by Dallas police. Why the fuck wouldn't he expect that? Like, what kind of delusion is he living in? Did it break his mental so hard that he just doesn't understand what's going on? I don't get it. At the conference, Karmelo's mother, Kala Hayes, spoke through tears about what she called lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, claiming they have put her family in danger. Anthony's parents had previously said he acted in self-defense when Metcalf physically attacked him, suggesting they planned to fight their son's first-degree murder charge. But their latest statements at a private event space were delayed by a full half hour as organizers tried to figure out what to do about the looming Metcalf. "I got a text, my phone's blowing up, it's the fucking DA. He said, 'Jeff, leave, Metcalf recalled. My ex-wife texts me, leave. They'll call the cops if I don't get the fuck out of there.'" These people are just brain damaged. Activist Dominique Alexander of Next Generation Action Network later called Metcalf's visit a disrespect to the dignity of his son. I mean, I'm sure she's saying it for different reasons, but I agree with her. I'm sure she's saying it for a different reason than I would say it, but yeah, she's right. Metcalf did not care for Alexander's comments. "After I leave, that Dominique just gaslights to shit out of me, maybe? Says I'm disrespecting that I'm disrespectful. I'm disrespecting the dignity of my son by showing up. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. My character's been assassinated, or they've tried to assassinate my character." You're lucky that's all they've tried to assassinate! After they killed your son! What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, fuck, I feel like I'm insane. Do you think he donated money to his son's killer? I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. This was on the 17th that she gave this press conference. Colin Rugg tweeted it out. Karmelo Anthony's mother breaks down in tears as she unleashes on critics, paints the Anthony family as the victims. "The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid of what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. Karmelo has been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution." The gaslighting is fucking real, man.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats.
Hot take. If their son wasn't being given leniency, I don't think any of this would be happening, right? I don't think the family should be getting threats. I think that's kind of fucked up. But the fact that they're being treated in a different way than anyone else would be in this situation is what is fomenting this attitude of people feeling like justice is not being served. Their son is being treated like a victim, and their son is not the victim. He was the perpetrator. He was the attacker. He said himself, yes, it's not allegedly, I did that. I truly doubt anyone will do anything at all. Hot take, parents should be being charged too. I don't think there's like a way to do that. I mean, I definitely agree that yes, their parenting obviously was very ineffectual if this is something that happened. The Metcalf bully is an odd way to phrase it. You watch this, the woman is brain dead, crying about consequences. Meanwhile, she's cashing in with fucking t-shirt sales. Oh my god, not the t-shirt sales, man.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser.
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't receive a single dime from it. Ever, actually.
And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted.
Didn't the mother buy a new car? Supposedly the Escalade is from 2023. I have no idea. I have no idea if it is or if it's not. I don't think there's any way to figure out with the information we have right now if it's brand new or if it's from 2023, so I just prefer to not talk about it since I don't know, you know?
And discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to.
That's true. He should have the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded, which means bring his bail back up to $1 million. Take him off of house arrest and fucking put him back in a cell. You're absolutely right. He does deserve the same rights as everyone else. So why is he being treated preferentially?
He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out.
This is making me think of, oh god, there's so many like mass atrocities that have happened so quickly that I can't remember each and every individual one of them. Which is the one with the grandma who said that like the parents radicalized the son and that's like why he went out and did the bad thing? Which one was that, chat? Which one was that? There's so fucking many. She believes in justice now. The FSU shooting. So the grandma was like, yeah, the parents are like pieces of shit. Like they radicalized him. That's why he went out and did this. And it's like, yes. I don't know anything about the parents. Maybe the grandma's talking shit. Maybe the grandma's right. But whatever the parents did, they did not raise that kid well. You're not a good parent if your child goes out and does a mass shooting. You're not a good parent if your child goes out and stabs someone in the heart. These are not good people, the parents or the children.
To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Oh man, that is like just the amount of lies in that thing is crazy. He should receive capital punishment and his whole family arrested for making a fuss. I'm gonna agree with Colin here. You can't arrest people for making a fuss, but it's like you can get mad at them for being lying, grifting weirdos. How can people rewrite history to fit their narrative? Holy shit, the guy mouthed from the bottom of our hearts at the same time she said it. Oh, geez. Fucking prepared statement, dude.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. From the bottom of our hearts.
I don't know where to find it. But like, I mean, she's obviously reading off of a card that she prepared like a speech to say. Still a little weird that he would like mouth it at the same time though. You saw it? I couldn't find it. I'm not gonna fucking replay it for a fourth time. Yeah, they're tipping $5 and $10. You may refuse to believe it, but the truth is, the black community is blinded by the very hate they accuse whites of. And so we have some of the tips here that say, victory is near, Karmelo. Black America is 100% on code, and it's lovely. These white supremacists are losing their minds, and I am enjoying it so much I just cured my depression. A special shout out to see some Africans and Caribbeans support Karmelo. Many of them are starting to get on code with us. White supremacists hate that. They're losing their minds. Free Karmelo. Peace, victory, and blessings, Karmelo. 31 likes. This person did $25. Prayers to this young boy and his family. He's a great kid and should not have been bullied. This was not what he went to his track meet for. He is a stand-up student and deserves the best defense. 22 likes. Justice for Anthony. I pray you get to return home safe. All charges dropped. 18 likes. May the Most High continue to keep the Anthony family, or keep and cover the Anthony family, the legal team, the security team, the cheerful givers, his residents, the owners of the site, and the judge, she too, is under attack. All the love and positive vibes sent, K. Away, the prayer warriors, all others that are and will make an impact of his success in the mighty name of Yah. 16 likes. You did the right thing, Karmelo. You will win this war. The FBA family has your back. Don't let these demonic racists and Sambos make you feel guilty for defending yourself. 27 likes. Prayers for you and your family. I'm backing you up every time. 15 likes. What, he killed? Yeah, these are people praising the killer simply because of the color of his skin. And it's like, I could respect Metcalf's father for being like, I don't want to bring race into this, but man, that's not your choice. They already brought race into it. They are already supporting the killer of your son simply because of the color of his skin and not because of what he did. And it's insane. It's insane. Activist group releases bizarre point of view video of alleged teen killer Karmelo Anthony. He is not a hero. I still don't know why they're using alleged when he literally said, not alleged. I did that. But, you know. Activist group posts bizarre point of view video of alleged teen killer Karmelo Anthony after his release.
Come on, man. Just follow baby behind us. Just stay close, okay?
Karmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to say, Karmelo? Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the victim? To the family of the victim? Why were you armed, sweetheart?
Why would you call the alleged killer a sweetheart? You don't hate journalists enough, chat.
Karmelo, why were you armed at school? Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Excuse me.
Karmelo, is there anything you want to say to the community that's donated?
Trying to coax a response out of him. She just makes her look like herself look like a retard, though. I was like, man, don't do that. Not many hard-hitting journalists. An activist group supporting Karmelo Anthony, who's accused of murdering fellow teenager Austin Metcalf at a Texas tracks meet, posted a bizarre point-of-view style video on social media showing their security team escorting the alleged killer from jail after he made bond. In the clip, posted by Next Generation Action Network, a member of the organization's security team shakes the teen's hand and tells him to get behind us and stay close as they walk past the media while leaving the Collin County jail. One female reporter shoves a microphone in Anthony's face and asks if he has anything he'd like to say, also calling him sweetheart. Anthony, 17, stays mum as they continue to the vehicle where the security team ushers him into the back seat. Video sparked outrage online for appearing to treat Anthony like a celebrity after it was revealed that his family was living in a ritzy gated community and had recently purchased a new car. I'm gonna slap an allegedly on this because, right, like I don't know how true this timeline is. I don't know where you can find this information. I have absolutely no idea when these things took place. This is sickening. He's not a hero, one ex-user wrote in response to the clip. And it's like, I'm wondering if the problem with this clip is because it's a first-person view, right? Because I feel like it's very typical to get clips of, like, you know, perpetrators being walked by the police from a third-person view. All right, like you have like other people filming them. So I'm wondering if the issue is like because they filmed it from first person, it looks more like a celebrity video than a typical perp walk video is maybe the issue. It's the Mangione effect. Everyone has been primed and they're setting up another sideshow. Another wrote, referring to the alleged United Healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione. He's not a sweetheart, he's a murderer. Another described the video as disgusting, claiming that celebrating a murderer like this is beyond disgraceful. I was like, maybe I'm a little jaded, but like, I don't see this as celebrating him. Like maybe I'm being crazy. I don't see this, and my brain doesn't immediately think celebration. I think there's way worse things that you can point to for celebrating this murderer than this video. They did call him sweetheart. I mean, like, yeah, the reporter calling him sweetheart, that's fucking bad as fuck, right? But that would have been bad regardless of how the video was shot. None of this is acceptable, they added. Anthony is charged with murder after he allegedly stabbed Metcalf in the heart at an athletic event in Frisco on April 2nd. The fatal stabbing allegedly followed a brief altercation sparked when Metcalf, also 17, asked Anthony to move out of his school's tent during a rain delay, and Anthony refused, according to a police report. Metcalf's twin brother, Hunter, rushed to Austin's aid but couldn't save him. Anthony allegedly admitted to stabbing Metcalf as he was taken into custody, but claimed it was in self-defense. He was initially being held on a $1 million bond, but was released this week after a Collin County judge slashed it to $250,000 and ruled that he may await trial under house arrest with his family. His family claimed the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful on a GiveSendGo.com fundraiser for their legal fees, which has raised more than $453,000 as of Thursday morning. However, as of Wednesday, none of that nearly $500,000 had been withdrawn, the crowdsourcing site's co-founder told TMZ. Meanwhile, the Anthony family reportedly moved into a home inside of a gated community, which they are renting, according to the Daily Mail. Engan said in the post it has always had its own internal security team, who step up to protect and serve families in moments of crisis. What you witnessed yesterday was not new to us, the post continued. It was simply a reflection of the critical, consistent work we've been doing for over a decade. This is what Team Engan looks like. This is what people-powered justice looks like, the group added. People-powered justice protecting the perpetrator in the situation. Okay. The Dallas-based organization says its mission is to cultivate young leaders driven towards the eradication of social injustice through social education, civil, and community reform. This guy's gonna get off. I feel spicy very confident.
Raid. What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
I feel very confident in saying that Karmelo Anthony is not going to face any jail time or any repercussions for murdering the Metcalf kid. I have zero faith that this is going to actually be a case where justice is served. I have zero faith in it. There's like an Asmongold clip about this from the other day. Nick Fuentes and Richard Spencer could only dream of being able to cause this much racial difference between two groups of people.
I don't want to turn into a race issue. I just want the bad people who hurt innocents to get punished. Yeah, exactly. So you guys are just letting murderers out on bail? Unironically, yes. Unironically, we are going and letting murderers out on bail. And I want to let you guys know that this has caused Nick Fuentes can only dream of being able to cause this much racial difference between two groups of people. Richard Spencer can only dream of being able to ferment this level of racism between whites and blacks.
I know the word is ferment, chat, but I pronounce it as foment all the time, and I don't know why my brain does that.
This goes beyond any of these racial instigators.
Wait, it is foment? Wait, I've been right the whole time? I've been right the whole time and I thought I was the retard? Every time I say that, in the back of my head, I'm like, shit, people are gonna call me out for saying something wrong again. Fuck me, dude, I'm nuts! I'm actually super smart!
Haters or any of this. This is a million times worse. Johnny Somali. Hey, do you see what I'm saying? Because foment, not ferment. You're right, foment. I used the wrong word. That's what I think. The optics are bad. The optics are horrible. Luigi's rotting in jail, but not this guy. That's a great point.
Look, we really need this vacation this week, chat.
That's actually a great point. Holy shit, what a good point. Why is this guy not in jail, but Luigi is?
Pre-watched. I swear I did not pre-watch this. You guys know how I do on stream. I don't pre-read or pre-watch things typically. And when I do, I tell you that I do. I swear to fucking Christ, dude.
Luigi was premeditated. So was him. Who brings a knife to a track meet? Who says touch me and see what happens? That's premeditation in my opinion.
What the hell is this spicy cat raid?
It is. The Joker was right. Yeah. So we let Luigi out? For the sake of my YouTube channel, that would be the best outcome. But no, I think we keep both of them in.
For the sake of my YouTube channel. Fucking thank you, Ratman. Yeah, W Asmon take again. W Asmon take. Somebody mentioned they were selling t-shirts earlier, and I haven't seen that. So let me see here. My disappointment is immeasurable. Karmelo Anthony's family members launch free Mellow t-shirts after his release from jail over Austin Metcalf's death. And you know what's unfortunate? Free Mellow rolls off the tongue, so this is gonna stick in people's heads, and they're gonna want to buy this merch because it sounds good to say. Oh hey, grift opportunity. After Karmelo Anthony is released from jail, his family and friends have come together to launch a cool line of free Mellow t-shirts with his face on them. They're showing their love and support in the best way possible with trendy fashion. But it's not just about the fashion statement, it's about the message. Karmelo's family and friends believe in his innocence of the fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf and want to spread awareness about the situation. These t-shirts are the perfect way to do it. They're a conversation starter, a way to get people talking about the case. You know, sometimes you just have to disassociate for a minute or two. So you can push down the angry feelings and not say something that would be regrettable. Not regrettable because it's not true, but regrettable because it would get you banned. I need to get a source, but you saw on X an article stating the state of Massachusetts took some families' children because they refused to vax them. So this is like literally the only thing that came up.
Bail in this case, she's not a flight risk. She goes where her children go. She was at all times acting to protect her children, and she's not leaving without her children, so I don't think there was any basis to set bail at that amount. We're going to take her for a bail review to Superior Court, try to get the bail reduced to a more reasonable amount. She maintains her innocence in this case. She was not served with the order from DCF, which granted them custody, and I'm not disputing the order itself, but she was not served with it. So I don't think there's basis for these criminal charges. She intends on complying with DCF and working with the courts to try to get her kids back. And you know, we'll continue to fight this case, but I don't think this case is going anywhere.
Okay, thank you. How much is the bail now?
7,500.
7,000.
Yeah. What about the 75? How does that work? Do they have to pay 75,000?
No, so the way
do they have to get an insurance policy or something?
No. So in some states, when they set bail, you can pay a bail bondsman 10% to get the bail. In Massachusetts, they don't do that. So we don't have bail bondsmen in Massachusetts because what they do is they set a surety amount and then they set a cash amount. So the surety amount is $75,000. So for example, someone could put up their house up to the amount of $75,000.
Oh wow.
Oh, I see.
The cash amount is $7,500.
Okay, so
rarely, if ever, does anyone ever do the surety amount in Massachusetts.
Wow.
You just pay the cash. And that's how much you would have to pay a bail bondsman to put up a $75,000.
The shitty. He's saying a surety. Wow. I know the subtitles are funny.
There's no bail bondsman in
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Okay.
That makes sense. So
Yeah.
you got to pay $7,500 cash.
But that's the one that you guys are appealing. The 7,500.
Yeah. You're gonna appeal that to Superior Court.
Perfect.
Okay.
And she's back on the 15th of April.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So
sorry. Her case is May 22nd.
Okay, and the other person is
The other person is April 15th.
May 22nd.
May 22nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Janet Aldrich.
Yes.
And I'm with Catch of the Day Video News and Confilm Registry, wherein we cover courts. I'm registered with the SJC. So, and tell me your name again. So,
Attorney Kevin Larson, LARSO.
and are you out of Fitchburg here?
My office is in Holden.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your comment.
Thank you.
He's got a very attractive suit on. I like his graph paper jacket. His tie was really nice. That's a nice suit. That's a nice suit. Toilet voice. What is toilet voice? So, like, the Facebook post said, Massachusetts just kidnapped 5 children from parents who refused to vaccinate their 9-month-old baby. When the parents fled the state to protect their family, they were arrested. You know. I don't know. I don't know much about what's going on because there's no news articles. There's just like this post that I found, and then this video. It's like I don't really know what's going on. But that seems kind of weird that they would get arrested. Why would they get arrested? That seems kind of strange. Facebook post sounds a bit exaggerated, but it seems like a real thing that happened. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure. That was interesting though. Millennials selling homes they bought in the pandemic after realizing mistake. 5 years after a historic boom in home purchases driven by the COVID-19 pandemic, a new wave of home sales is emerging. This time from millennials who say they regret the decision to buy. Triggered by changing life circumstances, economic pressures, and a mismatch between expectations and reality, many of these homeowners are reversing course, according to a new Open Door report. At the height of the pandemic, historically low mortgage rates and the flexibility of remote work encouraged millions to enter the housing market quickly. Millennials, many of whom were first-time buyers, made rapid decisions in competitive markets, often foregoing inspections or long-time planning in favor of securing a home while interest rates hovered around 2 or 3%. I'm sure that these are some of the people who also were given loans that they could not afford, but they decided to buy in without thinking. Now that landscape has shifted dramatically, with mortgage rates approaching 7%, inflation pushing up the cost of living, and employers rolling back remote work policies. The realities of homeownership have collided with the optimism of early pandemic buying. Roughly 86% of millennials who are selling their home said they made mistakes in terms of buying their home during the pandemic, according to the 2025 First-Time Home Seller Report by real estate platform Open Door. Nearly all of the first-time home sellers who were surveyed, 91%, said those mistakes played a major role in their decision to sell. In 2020 and 2021, the housing market experienced a surge in demand, driven by a mix of low interest rates, remote work flexibility, and people leaving cities. The median U.S. home price jumped from $289,000 in 2020 to $418,000 by early 2025. It's an increase of about 45%, according to Axios. A February 2025 survey by Real Estate Witch reported that 56% of people who bought homes after 2020 have experienced buyer's remorse. Nearly 1/3 say their home purchase negatively impacted their finances, due in part to escalating costs for taxes, insurance, and repairs. Homeowners now pay an estimated $24,000 annually on top of their mortgages for the added cost. Compounding the issue, many millennials who relocated during the pandemic did so assuming remote work would be permanent. Well, that's just retarded. That's just like the inability to perceive future. Like, nothing is certain, man. Like, I wish it could be certain. I wish there were a lot of people who weren't forced to go back into the office because of like crazy boomer bosses, right? But like, you can't think of that as a guarantee. With companies increasingly requiring return to office, long commutes and the need to relocate again have become significant stressors. Open Door found that 23% of millennial sellers cited the end of remote work as a key reason for moving. Although younger and lower income buyers surged into the market during the pandemic, tight affordability in 2022 and beyond has already started reversing those gains. The Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco said in its October 2024 research brief. I wonder how many of these younger and lower income buyers are going to be part of the mass foreclosures from the government paying their mortgages because they weren't paying for the past several years. Joel Berner, senior economist at Realtor.com, told Newsweek the COVID-19 pandemic offered some prime opportunities for home buyers, with low listing prices, at least early on, and record low mortgage rates. Homeownership became a possibility for many, especially younger buyers, when these financial opportunities were combined with the newfound lifestyle flexibility in the form of remote work. Michael Ryan, a finance expert at founder of MichaelRyanMoney.com, said, in the spring of 2020, in the world retreated indoors, millennials found themselves scrolling through Zillow listings while working from cramped studio apartments. Then they made the most expensive panic buy of their lives. The trend has been dubbed pandemic homebuyers remorse by real estate analysts. But as remote work policies shifted and the reality of suburban life set in, many millennials began questioning their decisions. Long commutes, isolation from friends, and unexpected maintenance costs have turned dream homes into financial and emotional burdens. Nationwide title and escrow expert Alan Chang told Newsweek, as remote work policies have changed at many larger companies, there has been a renewed push to move back to major metros, where housing costs generally remain high. The responsibilities of homeownership are not small, and some found it to be more than anticipated. A chance to cash out their equity to relocate has been an easy one for some. Alex Bean, a financial literacy instructor at the University of Tennessee at Martin, said the pandemic had a buy now, think later aspect to the housing market. Many millennials saw the era as a time to relocate and could do so at more affordable interest rates. It's very possible some were even paying less for a monthly mortgage payment than they were in rent. And this was the case forever. That mortgages were less monthly payments than rent was. As crazy how things have gotten so expensive in current time. Rather than reinvesting in new homes, many millennials are opting for a pause. Open Door reports that 64% of first-time home sellers don't plan to buy again immediately. Some are returning to rentals, others to shared living arrangements, or simply waiting for better market conditions. I don't like this, right? And I've complained about how many millennials let their homes fall into disrepair as I've been looking at the housing market. And it seems like there's just a lot of people that don't want to put the effort into upkeeping their house, and then they try to sell it in a shitty state. And so when they say that people are saying that homeownership is too stressful and they want to return to rentals, this makes me feel like another consequence of the loss of competency overall, where people have been primed to rely on other people so much, to just rely on others for things that they don't want to do, that they prefer not owning something. They prefer lighting their money on fire in a rental because they won't have to think about any of the repairs or any of the maintenance costs of anything. That's all taken care of by someone else so that they can keep spending their money on frivolous things a la Caleb Hammer's show. Skill issue from them. And that's a very worrying attitude, right? Because if the majority of people take that attitude and then houses keep being sold to investment companies or people trying to make money off of turning them into rentals, and most people want rentals because they don't want to think about the maintenance or the repair costs, that's how you get to a point where you will own nothing and you will be happy. You have been trained to accept this. And it's scary to think about. If it is actually the case that these buyers have such regrets that they will rent their next home instead, which is not a clear conclusion, it could signal some softening in home sale demand. The idea of a forever home may be fading, with more millennials treating homeownership as a flexible financial decision rather than a lifetime commitment. I hate this sentence. It's a very dystopian sentence. As the housing market adjusts to post-pandemic realities, the experience of these sellers could reshape how the next generation approaches buying a home. Now, though, the same purchases may have them feeling locked in. As with higher prices and interest rates, it's been more difficult to sell, expenses involving homeownership have increased, and not being able to easily move may keep them out of the running for new opportunities that require an in-person component. The homeownership equation just isn't working for them. It's not that it's not working for them, it's that everything in the system has currently worked against them to ensure that it doesn't work, to make them believe that homeownership is not a goal or a dream to achieve, but a burden that you shouldn't want to deal with. That is an insane thing to say, Mr. Bean. I hate you. No wonder this thing is fucking unfair, left-leaning on the fairness meter. Jesus Christ.